Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us by hitting that subscription button. It's all free, and don't forget to hit the bell notification to be notified of my new uploads. Thank you so much to every single one of you and for all your support. I send lots of hugs to everyone. We are going to create today this beautiful doily, table runner doily. If you use thick yarn, thick thread, it could be also a rug. So you can use Lydia number 10. It could be very small for small little night tables or living room tables, whatever you like. Anyway, so this is a novel. Of course, my mobile is too small to have it in display completely, but this is what it looks like, and the colors do not do justice in my camera, but as you can see, this is a beautiful purple. Try to see if I can get some sort of reflection on here with some green and cream, beige cream if you want to call it. These are granny squares, so you'll have to make them first, and then we proceed to go row by row. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's very important to have the video recognized. You can go the length you'd like on this. This one has 3. You can do only 2 for smaller ones. You can go for the huge big ones for the table runners. You can add 6, 7, 8, depending on the size you want. I'm going to do a bigger one now. This is a 3, and I'm going to go with the 4. So I'm just going to start the tutorial on the granny square. Most of you know already, but there's a lot of new beginners that don't know yet. So it's a way for them to learn also. So thank you so much. So I'm using 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, hook 3.5 scissor, and a small one to tuck in loose ends. We're going to get started, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, I like to make the magic circle. For some of you that still have a hard time with it, then do a chain 4 or chain 5. So pretty much just turn, come in, grab it, put your thread into position, like that, and then start chaining. So chain 3 for double crochet inside of this magic circle. We are going to do 16 double crochet. That's included with the 3 chain we went up. Little reminder right up top on the right hand corner, there's 3 little buttons. You can click there to slow down the video to your liking. Also right next to it, for most of you, there's the CC closed caption. Everything that I'm talking will be written down here, so you can pause the video and take notes of the stitch that I'm calling out. If you don't see the CC closed caption, which is CC right next to the 3 little dots up top on the right, once you click the 3 little dots and you open up, it will be in there, CC. You could just click there and put the letters writing down here. Now give it a few minutes. Once I launch the video, it takes a few minutes before YouTube recognizes what I'm talking about. And so they need a few minutes to come up with the words so they can have it written down here. So don't panic if you don't see the CC right away. That's because you're just opening as I just uploaded. Give it a few minutes before they recognize my words, okay? So row 1, we're doing 16 double crochet, and that's including with chain 3. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I have my 16. Try to get a little bit more lighting here, see if that will work out. So this is a deep purple, almost like wine, you know, the end of the bottle of the wine. That's what it almost looks like. Anyway, coming into the first one here, but you can use whatever colors you'd like. I'm going to pull into my magic circle, the string behind, and close it up very well. So I'm going chain 3 inside of the same space. I'm going to create 2 more double crochets. So this chain 3 is the same as a double crochet. So we're going to create 2 groups of 3s on the same space, separation of 1 chain. If your stitch is too tight, then do 2 chain separation, okay? So now I'm on my second group on the same space of double crochet. We're building the granny square, okay? So now I got these 2 groups. Kind of hard to get some lighting here. Good God. Okay. And 2 chain separation. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 on the 4th space. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th. I'm doing again my 2 groups of double crochet separated by 1 chain. For some of you, separated by 2 chain. Okay, on the same space, 3 more double crochet. Two chain separation. I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th. Creating my 4 corners. Oops, 1 chain. Have a habit of doing 2 chains, but I'm going to do only 1. Just like that. So you're going to have 3 groups of double crochet separated by 1 or 2 chain. Okay? 2 chain, and I'm counting again. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. So I'm creating my 3rd or my 4th last corner, and then I'm cutting my thread and going in with the green. It's on the same space. This is very fast and very easy to make, and it makes a beautiful doily, table runner, rug, whatever you want to use it for, depending upon the thickness of your yarn, your thread. If you're doing a rug, you have to remember to buy the back part, the rubber part, so you can stick it in the back of the rug so you don't slip on the floor, because that's too light to just put on the floor like that. You could slip and break something. We wouldn't want you to do that, right? Unless it's a room that you're really not using it. So I'm talking in my loose end, a room that you're pretty much having it as just a closed, nice, pretty little room. Nobody's walking around, and you're okay if nobody's going to be stepping on it to slip. Just making sure that. Anyway, so I'm just tucking in my loose ends, and I'm bringing it more or less here to the center, because my next stitch is going to cover it, right? Because we're going to work on top of these chains here. Okay, so my excess, I'm just going to cut my leftover. And my centerpiece here, I'm just going to pull it well, and I'm going to hide it in between the loops back here. Now, this hook of mine is a little bit too small for this thread, but I'm so used to it for so many years that I have a hard time using something else. It's just stubbornness of mine. But sometimes this hook is not the greatest for this, because it's too thin, and then it brings all my strings apart, and that's not good. But what can I say? I couldn't be perfect on everything, right, everyone? Just joking. Sometimes, you gotta crack a little joke here and there, so we don't take life too serious, okay? Okay, so we have this first one here. Now we're going to go into the green. Okay, slip stitch knot. I'm coming into the corner. right in the corner here. Try to hide my leftover thread at the same time as I'm working. And I'm going to do a single chain 1, chain 2. That would be for a double crochet on the same space. We're going to create 2 more double crochets, 1 chain separation. Now I'm going to come in back to back into the first corner here, coming directly back and create my other 3 double crochets. One chain. I'm coming in the space here. I don't know why this looks so dark. It makes no sense. I'm coming back into the purple one, creating 1, 2 double crochet. Now in the center here, because I want them to be really like close together, so I'm just going to pull my thread right through with a slip, okay, and back in to create my last double crochet. So basically it's just gonna support it a little bit more on there. 1 chain again, coming into the next space with a single, 1 chain again, and I'm coming into the center and create the corner, I should say, in the center here of the group, and create my 3 double crochets. 1 chain, I'm coming into the center here of the back part where the group is, and I'm coming back in and doing my 3 double crochets, just like that. Okay, 2 chain, and I'm finishing up the rest of my square, and then cut your thread. We'll be going into the cream. Now it doesn't matter what size you go, because the stitch, the everything is built the same way, so it's, you know, the size is really on this on the granny square to get the perfect size that you want, the length I should say. To chain and create my corner again, and I don't know if we need to go to video number 2 at some point, but I guess I'll go with the flow as I'm recording. This mobile, the memory is pretty much gone. I don't have too much memory in it. But don't forget, everything is always recorded with my mobile, so it takes a lot of space. Okay, so we're at the end, into the third one. Slip stitch, got your thread, pull it through. I'm just gonna bring it back into the middle here and make it a knot. I like to knot my patterns. Most of you know that. So nothing comes apart. And since we are doing double crochets in here in these chains, well, that's going to cover it up. And it's just going to be perfect because we're working inside of these afterwards, okay? So now I have my 4 granny squares, okay? Okay, so I'm coming in with my cream. Now this is probably going to be too creamish for you guys, so I'm going to have to put my black towel on here just so it can help out to see the stitch. Now this whole row all the way around is very simple. It's just 3 double crochets on each space here. So I'm going to do a single, try to hide my thread. I'm going up 1, 2. I'm coming back in and creating 2 more double crochet. Now this hook is a 4.5 because this thread of cream is not a 4. It's more like, I don't know, like a 5 or even 6. It's much thicker. Okay, so we did the 3 double crochets on the corner, 1 chain into the next one. Now for some of you that you're using, of course, a thinner yarn thread and your stitch is very tight, do a 2 chain instead of 1, okay? Because this is a thicker thread, I'm doing only 1. So we're doing 3 double crochets per space, as you can see, okay? Whoops. And we're going to do this all the way around, so even on the corners, because this is an oval, it's not a square doily or table runner. Just like that, okay? And 1 chain again, and going on my side pattern. And again. Whoops. I had cutted my green too much that it came apart, so I had to redo it again, a few knots. Okay, so 1 chain coming in. Trying to cover the little knots here that we've done. Okay, now we're going to come where they join. Okay, we're still doing only 3, so we're doing 1 in the center here. If I can get a little bit more lighting, Jesus. Okay, 1 in the center here. And 1 inside of the middle here. I hope it's not too much lighting. Like that, okay? And we're going to proceed the same way all the way around, and then continue into the spaces, creating the 3 double crochets, okay? 1 or 2 chain separation. For me, it's only 1 because my thread, this beige color or cream color, is very thick. So there's no point in me putting 2 because then it would be too wide compared to this one that it's a thinner thread, okay? So just do the same thing on here, right? So 1 in the center here, 1 here in the middle, and another one here on the center, like that. We're going to do that all the way around the same way, remembering whatever you do on this side, you have to do it on this side. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I've reached the end. I've did my 1 chain. I'm going to come up on the first one here, but I'm going to use my thinner one because I don't want a big hole here with that thick hook. So I'm just going to close it in like that. Now, we're going to go up 1, 2 chain for me. For some of you, it's 3. On the same space, I'm going to do another double crochet. Okay, we're going to be increasing now on the next space, but we're only increasing the edges here on this edge, on the 4 corner, the 2 here in the center, and on the corner the same way, okay? And on this side the same thing. We're going to increase here the 4, 1 the corner, the 2 in the center, and on the corner. So next one, so we added 2 together, So we started with 3, now we have 4. Next row we're going to have 5 because we're always going to add 2 at the beginning here. 1 chain, and again we're going to put 2 together. Next space. This thicker thread, I mean, if you don't get it straight on, it just like, you know, all the threads come apart. I love working with the thread because it gives you volume, but I hate working with the thread because if you don't get it straight in the right places, the thread just keeps pulling. So we're going to keep adding on the first double crochet 2 in the same space. Next one, 1 alone. And next one, 1 alone. So we're going to have 4 double crochet, groups of 4 double crochet. And then the last one, which is the corner one, the same thing. On the other side, the other edge, we're going to repeat the same way once we get to it. So you're going to have your 4 edge like that, okay? Now, 1 chain or 2 for some of you. We're going to do double crochet over double crochet here. Next double crochet over double crochet. We're going to be doing increasing here also, but only the first one here and on the last one. I'll show you when we get there. Inside of this piece here, we're doing 2 double crochets. So I'm going to show you on the other pattern so you don't get confused. So now we increased here, 1 chain. I'm coming to create my groups of 3 double crochet. I gotta take it out because I pulled some thread here. Try to change my hook. I know it's not going to be any better with this hook, but sometimes I just work better with it. Okay, so we're going to do the 3 double crochets. Well, sometimes I work better with it, right? I didn't say all the time. Okay, and then 1 chain again. Now, if you find it becomes too tight, then you have to do a 2 chain. Most probably I'm going to have to do a 2 chain here because we don't want it to be pulling. Okay, so I did my 2 chain and creating my groups of 3 double crochet. I'm going to show you on here what I mean by the increases, so you'll understand what I am talking about. So it's always 2 at the beginning of the 4 at the edge, 2 on the same space, okay? And then coming to this side, that's what we're doing now. We are here, we add 2, and then we're just doing the groups of 3. And then on the last one here, we're going to add 2 this way, okay? So we can have that motive doing a triangle, okay? And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then, of course, the same thing, adding 2 on the same space, increase on the edge here on this side. So hopefully it makes sense to you. Okay, so now we're just doing groups of 3 double crochet all the way to chain, all the way to the last one here, because this is the corner one, the 4 here on the corner, you know automatically it's the corner. Okay, so we're going to do 2 inside of here, the increase like we just did here. on this one here. And then, of course, on the other side. Okay, so I'll meet you here. Okay, so I'm on my last one because this is the corner one. I have to do my increase. So I'm putting 2 only and doing on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So we started with 3 and now we're going to have 5. So we're increasing on the edges, the beginning edges of the 4 corners. Okay, so we have 5. I'm going to do 1 chain coming into my first double crochet here and doing the 2 double crochets on the same space because that's the corner ones. Remember I mentioned that we have to increase on the edges on the groups. Okay, so my group now becomes 4. 1 chain for me, for some of you it's 2 chain, depends on everybody's tension. Okay, and hook and everything like that. So again, doing 2 on the same space. We're creating the 4 groups on the edge here. So this is the corner and then the edge. 2 on the same space again. Very simple, this pattern is just adding always on the same space, nowhere else. Okay, 1 chain. So now we have 1 more to do, which is the last corner. 2 on the same space, double crochet. Okay, and then we fall into this increase here. So we're going to put 2 inside of the space here. One double crochet. So we have to repeat the same thing on this side as we did on the other side. So double crochet over double crochet and 2 inside of here. So pretty much have the same here and here. I'm going to do 1 chain and I'm coming in doing my groups of 3 double crochet. Now this is going to be a repeat, same way all the way through, always adding 2 until we fall into 2 space only, into 1 group only. Okay, so we're increasing here and decreasing here. Here stays the same, it's always adding 2 on the same space. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So I'm going to continue my rows because it's always the same thing. You're just going to continue now, and then on your corner, your 4, you're just going to do 2 at the beginning. It stays the same, you're just adding by 1. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And here stays the same way, just increasing. We're going to increase in here exactly like this side. So all you have to do is just follow the same thing until you end up with only 1 group at the end. So you can have your triangle. Okay, always adding 2 on each row. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of mine and then I'll come back to you with the purple. Just wanted to come back to make sure that you're not confused. Okay, so I'm coming again to where I'm doing my increases here, just before the 4 corner ones, adding 2 inside. So we're always increasing here. Okay, we're increasing here on the 4 of them. Okay, and we're decreasing here in the center on the edges, and we're increasing 2 on the same space on the 4 groups here at the edge. Okay, so increase 2 in the center of the space here and continue on to do your double crochets. So we had 3, 5, 7, and then 9, and then so on and so on. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing on this side, on here, and on here. And here we know that we're going to increase 2 on the same space, the 4 groups here and the 4 groups here. Okay, meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing mine. And as I mentioned before, you had to end up only with 2 squares and 1 group here. Now, obviously, because that one has only 3 squares, granny squares in the center, it's smaller. So there's less stitching here. So, of course, your square will be smaller, less rows. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each square that you keep adding for the length of your pattern, per each square, it's 3 more rows that's going to go up. Okay, just to let you know. So that one's 6, this one's 9. So if you add the 5th square, so you're going to go up 3 more rows again. So you're going to have 12 rows, okay? I'm coming in with my purple. And pretty much you can grab anywhere. I'm going to grab here at the edge. This is a very simple row. It's only double crochet. So I'm going to do my double crochet. I'm going to start it like this, okay? And on the spaces here, it's 2 double crochet per space, okay? And then 1 per other spaces on the double crochets. So very simple, nothing to it with this row, only double crochets. Coming to the square on each one, 2 double crochets inside of the squares, okay? So do yours, I'll do mine, and I'll meet you at the end. We're nearly the end. The rest is very simple. Not much to it. We're almost there. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, guys, so I pretty much finished my row. Going into the next one. So I go up 1, 2, for some of you use 3 chain. Next space. So we're going to do 7 double crochets, 1 per space. Okay. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 already, and 7. So 7 double crochets. I'm going to do chain 2. I'm going to skip a space, go into the next one, and create my 7 double crochets again. So this row is only groups of 7 double crochets, 1 per space, 2 chain separation, skip a space, and continue to do your groups of 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, and 7. 2 chain, skip a space into the next one, and create your 7 groups, not groups, 7, your group of 7 double crochets. Okay, so just continue yours, and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, you guys, so I finished doing my row. Now, when I came here to the end, I would have been missing, if I was to do the double crochet, 7 double crochets, 1 per space, I would have been missing 2 of them. So what did I do? On my last 2, I added 2 together, okay? So I can have the 7 double crochets, and it doesn't change anything on the pattern. So if you come across with the same issue, just put 2 double crochets on the same space, okay? And then close it in with a slip stitch. Now, we're not going to work where we did these 7 double crochets. We're not working the first or the last double crochet, okay? So we're skipping over, we're doing the walk. I call it the walk. Okay, we're walking over to the next double crochet, the second one, and we're going to do double crochet. So chain 2 or chain 3 for some of you. Next space. So now we're going to have a total of 5. So we're decreasing on the double crochets here. Okay, so we're going to have a total of 5 double crochets by not doing the first double crochet, and we don't do the last double crochet. So we're going to have 5 double crochets together. Okay, and then 1 chain, come into the center. For some of you, 2 chain. Okay, come into the center, and we're doing 1 double crochet. 1 chain again. Skip the first one into the next one. If you find it's too tight for you, 1 chain only, because everybody's tension is different, then do a 2 chain separation, okay? We don't want it to have the pattern pulling. So we're doing the 5 double crochets again. This is how this row is going to be like. So basically, 1 double crochet on the center of every square, separated by 1 or 2 chains, depending on your tension, and 5 double crochets where we have these 7 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we pretty much finished doing this row, which is 5 double crochets, skipping the first one and the last one. Chain 1 or chain 2 for some of you, double crochet in the center of the space. Again, chain 1 or chain 2, skip the first one, go into the second one, create your 5. Now, we're going to walk over, again, I call it the walk, to the second one. This time we're going to have 3 double crochets. I'm doing 2 chain. For some of you, 3 chain, depending upon your tension. So double crochet over double crochet. So now we have 3 double crochets. Chain 1 or chain 2, probably chain 2 on this one. We're going into where we have that 1 double crochet here in the center. We're going to create a V. So double crochet, 1 chain or 2 for some of you, and another double crochet on the same space. So we're creating that V here. Chain 2 for me, and skipping the first double crochet from the group of 5. We're ending up with 3 double crochets only. So creating the 3 double crochets, and this is what it looks like. Okay, again, 1, 2 double crochet for me. I'm coming into the center of the double crochet here. I'm going to create double crochet, 1 chain, and on the same space another double crochet. So I'm creating a V where I have my double crochet alone. Okay, so this is how it is on this row. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I'm on my last row of the purple, and we have just 1 more row after this, and then we're done. So I've closed in with the slip stitch. Let's see if I can get a little bit more lighting here. So I've closed in with the slip stitch, and I walked over to the middle double crochet. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 chain because we need 2 or 3 for double crochet and 2 for turning. Okay, I'm going to come on top where I have my V on the first double crochet and do a double crochet. Inside of the V, I'm going to create 3 more double crochet. On top of my next double crochet of the V, another double crochet. So I'm going to have a total of 5 double crochets. 1 chain or 2 for some of you, into the middle where we have the group of 3 double crochets, and do a double crochet again. Chain 2 for me, or 3 for some of you, and I'm coming in again on top where I have the V. Get you a little bit more lighting here just to make sure. Okay, and doing the double crochet inside of the V, 3 more double crochets. So this is the last row of the purple, and 1 more row to go. I'm coming in after with the green to finalize the pattern. Okay, so this is how it's going to be on this last purple row. So 5 double crochets, 1 on top of the double crochet of the V, 3 inside of the V, 1 on top of the double crochet of the V, 2 chain, and 1 in the center of the group of 3 double crochets, and then continue on 2 chain and so on. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so we are on the last row. So I finished my piece. I've cut my thread. I went through my loops. I made a few knots. Okay, so because this is a thinner thread again, I have to change hooks. So I'm coming in, let's say here on the center where I have the 1 double crochet. This is going to be very simple, so I'm doing singles. Try to hide my thread at the same time. And I'm going to do 1, 2, for some of you maybe even 3 chain, okay? And I'm coming into the first double crochet where we have the first group of 5 double crochets. Chain 3, I'm coming in. It's basically a picot. Did I do a picot here? No, I did the little loops. Okay, so it's a picot without going into the first single to do a picot. Next space. Okay, I'm coming in between the double crochets. So next space, single, 1, 2, and 3. Same space again, single. Next space, single, 1, 2, 3. Same space again, single. So we're doing picots. 1, 2, 3 chain, same space, single. Next space, 1, 2, 3 chain, same space, single. And I've made a mistake here already. That's why it's always good to good God. Okay, so on the first double crochet we're doing single. Now I'm going to do double triple crochet. Okay, so you turn twice. You're going to come down on the previous row, well, the 2 previous row where we have the V. We're going to come in from the back and we're going to do double triple crochet here. I don't know where was my mind, but it happens. We're going to come inside of the first loop here between the first and second double crochet and then do our picot. Sorry about that, people. That's why it's always good to look ahead of the video. Make sure that there's no mistakes done. Okay, so we're going to continue per each space 3 chain and single, and then again 1, 2, 3, and then same space again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Just check here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, we're good. Sometimes I create these things and I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to turn twice again, so double triple, coming back into the V down here, coming in the middle of the V. Okay, so we're coming into the middle of the V. Turn your pattern a bit to make it easier. Take out 1, and take out the last one. So now we got the pattern here done. And again, we're going to do 1, 2 chain, or 3 for some of you. I'm going to come from the back to the front, and I'm doing a 3D single. Again, 1, 2 chain. I'm coming into my first double crochet here, doing a single. Again, turn twice, double triple, come into the V from the back to the front, turn a bit, and do your double triple. We're going to come in to the first, between first and second double crochet, single, and create your picots. So very simple, nothing to it. Just need to concentrate yourself so you don't miss out like I did right at the beginning, right? It's common to happen. We're only human. We make mistakes, and we'll make mistakes until we die. And from them, we learn, right? Okay, so we have 4 picots. Okay, so we have 4 picots. Turn twice, again back into the V. This time we're going into the center, the middle of the V. Turn a bit and continue to create your pattern here. Okay, 2 chain. I'm coming in from the back where I have my 1 single and 1 double crochet alone, from the back to the front and single. So we're doing a 3D front post. 2 double crochet into the first double crochet of the group of 5, turn again in from the back into the front, and then into the first space here between first and second double crochet. Do your 3 chain, come back in the same space, and continue on doing your picot. So you're going to have 4 picots. So this is pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoy this pattern. It makes beautiful pattern. It doesn't matter what size of thread or yarn you use. It's still going to look fabulous with the right colors, of course, you know. Okay, so turn again one more last time. We're coming into the middle, so you know where the V is, right? Into the middle of the V, come out to the side. And that does it for this tutorial. Okay, I will have it in display at the end. And thank you so much again, everybody. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how it goes if you're creating it. And God bless. Stay safe. I will see you in the next time. This is probably the last tutorial of 2021. I think this is the pattern that's going to close the 2021 out. And most probably I'll see you with a new tutorial at the beginning of 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. Please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other. God bless. Thank you.